Welcome to episode 3 of Controllers and Coffee. We're back today talking to artist extraordinaire and good friend, Kat Gerritsen. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Today we're talking about Cyberpunk 2077. As always, represent. We're talking about the Avengers War Table that recently came out this week and the end of Mixer as we know it.
Rip.
So, let's get started straight into it.
Let's go.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Heck yeah.
We got so much new stuff this week, and I think we were both incredibly blown away. Kat, thoughts?
I loved it. I loved it. I made a little notes for our recording, and all it says is brain dance because I'm just. That's all it says. I mean, all of it was amazing, but brain dance, like.
All mine says is holy fucking shit.
Oh my god. That was fantastic.
It was. So, I mean, let's start with the new, I guess, trailer. All in engine, and kind of what they said it was just in the prologue, which
is
away.
Really, I think I was watching it with Cal, and as we were watching, we saw so much Jackie in it, and I remember from what we've discussed previously, how we thought Jackie might die at the start of the game, obviously because of that trailer that we got.
Yeah.
And how much he's involved in the game, and I was like, wow, like this is so much shot of Jackie. He's in so much stuff, and then I was like, maybe it's just like the first few missions, or like maybe they just put a big story beat in a trailer, and then right at the end they're like, that's all from the prologue. I was like, got it, I nailed it.
Yeah, I think we are right in assuming that, like,
I think he's gonna die
for one,
in the prologue.
Yeah.
What's that shit called? Tutorial.
Yeah, and I don't know how long that's going to be, though, because if you think about, like, The Witcher 3, the first area, I guess, is the prologue, but it is a few hours long.
Yeah.
And they
said it was a few hours of content. Well no, they didn't. They said it was a few missions, which I'm going to take as a few hours. Like,
yeah. I think that first 48-minute walkthrough also looks like it's part of this, where he's like meeting, is it Deshawn? Dexter
Dexter Deshawn.
And he goes to the Ripper Dock.
Yeah.
I think that must be all part of this first kind of prologue.
Yeah.
You kind of get an idea about the world, and then have to, I guess, find this key to immortality, and then.
You're right, yeah. So, Jackie probably dies during the prologue, and then the end of the prologue is when he does it.
Yeah, yeah.
Keanu Reeves.
And I'm assuming, like, V gets shot, and they think he's dead, but he's got the thing in his head, and he survives, and he wakes up in the Badlands, which we've now seen a bit more of as well, which is just gorgeous. Like, the level of detail is insane.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that there's it's very reminiscent of GTA, where it's like the big city and then you leave and it's just this desolate wasteland.
I thought that too.
Sick.
Yeah. So is it's 6 zones or 6 districts / areas inside the city, and then the Badlands is a 7th.
Yeah.
Huge open area.
Yeah, and I wonder how, like,
because they just keep advertising 6 districts, and then they're like, and the Badlands.
And I
and the Badlands.
Wonder how big that'll be. Like, obviously it's going to be open world, but I wonder how, like, important it is to go back there, or how much you will go back there, especially if you choose the Nomad class, which is, like, you start there. I don't know if you watched the videos where they kind of show. After seeing that car, for the corpo car, I was like, man, I want to be a rich corpo wanker.
Look, I'm just gonna be a street kid. I'm gonna shank some dudes to get me some car. Get me a wicked car. Look out, because I'm coming over. Shank.
And did you watch the no commentary 25-minute walkthrough thing, where it's like there's no one talking over it, and a few YouTubers just posted the footage that they were given.
I watched a bit of it with people talking over
Right,
it, not
yeah.
by itself. Yeah.
Well, and they probably explained in those videos, like, they showed a little bit of the, I guess, the origin missions if you choose Street Kid, Nomad, or Corpo, and you start in a completely different place, and then I'm guessing somehow in each of those missions you meet Jackie,
Yeah.
and then you start the kind of the main quest. It looks so good. It looks absolutely insane.
Yeah, well, they've always mentioned as well that each type is gonna like have a different beginning. It's gonna affect you heaps. I solely picked Street Kid on the name.
Yeah.
That's me, son.
That's sick.
I'm not a nomad, and I certainly don't have any money, so I'm gonna go with my roots and be a Street Kid. But for real though, I'm so excited. I'm low key, but also high key Devo that it got delayed because I totally understand it's gonna be better when it comes out. Like the delay is not a problem, but I did have leave booked in, and I really
I know.
I really
terrible timing.
Terrible timing. I mean, it was terrible at the start of the year as well. We were locked inside for a couple of months. It would have been great to have Cyberpunk.
It's
but
pretty
that's okay.
Like April to November is a big delay. Like really, in this grand scheme of things, that's a huge delay. So,
also they delayed it both times when they were 90 days out, like or 91 days out. Like,
they must have gone to like some milestone and just realized, shit, we're not ready, or it's not, because in their statement they said it's completely finished, playable from start to finish, every mission's done, but they just are polishing things. So, and that's that's fine, as much as that pains me.
And like a lot of people have been stuck at home. I'm gonna assume that your home rigs are nowhere near as necessary as the rigs that you have at work, even if you can take them home. Like that, working from home is such a different environment, so I can totally see where the delays come from.
Exactly.
I just wish I could still play it now, though.
I know.
And just want to touch it.
All the content creators and outlets who got to play it for 5 hours. Oh, I'm so jealous.
Me too. Also, can we talk about the anime?
Yeah, please.
Wow, that's my favorite studio. Studio Trigger. Like, I love them.
What do they do? Kill la Kill.
Kill la Kill. They did premiere the movie, which, because we're in dump Australia, I haven't been able to see yet. But like they've done a couple of other ones. What's that? Darling in the Franxx. Like, I love their art style.
Yeah.
And they're super over the top in both their fan service whilst being tongue in cheek, but also gruesome at the same time. So I think it'll be fab as hell, because Kill la Kill is one of my top tiers.
Yeah, right. Okay.
The best shit. So I'm super keen. It's coming out in a while though.
2022.
I wonder when they started, because like that's a lot of work, and I wonder how long it's going to be.
And if it's coming to it is coming to Netflix. So I wonder if it's going to be the full series. Oh God, I would highly doubt that. I'm assuming it will be that entire series will drop at the same time. Like, it won't be episode week by week. So
sometimes Netflix do episodic, but
very rarely though.
Yeah,
I mean, The Good Place did, but
The Good Place is the one I was thinking about too.
Yeah, I love that show.
I am really excited, but I wonder when they started on it. Like that little section, I thought it was so funny as well in that section where they were filming it, and they were talking about Cyberpunk and how it's set in Night City, and they were just showing shots of Japan. Like, close enough. Like, you got it.
It's so, like, even though Night City is pretty much LA, it's incredibly Japanese influenced.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm not surprised that there's an anime like being made, but fuck, that's exciting. It's gonna be really cool. And that key art that they had was just like, oh, that looks so sick. See his spine.
It's awesome. And I think the Studio Trigger, they do amazing work with color, and I think
cool.
the bright orange, the bright yellow that Cyberpunk is using will look fabulous.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It'll look so good.
What else? Braindance. All right, so let's talk about that.
Braindance.
That was your one note. Pretty much
blown
detective
away.
mode.
So,
like times 10, like Batman style, or what's the game? Detroit Become Human.
yes, I'm so
Very cool.
intrigued. I'm so interested, not only in the concept, because I think it's really great that they had this idea, but they weren't sure of how to fit it into the game, and they've
Mm,
clearly had a route to try and figure that out, and I think they've used it in a really cool way. But
yeah.
I'm really keen to see just how far um, that investigation mode can go. Like you got to think like it's real life when they're like, okay, so rewind back and check the security camera and you can see who's coming around the back corner. I was like, that's amazing. And how much stuff like that will there be? Like, can I see the
Mm,
reflection in a window to see somebody? Maybe not at that level, because
mm.
I guess that could also depend on your graphics
Yeah, if you've got ray
abilities.
tracing or not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like,
But
how
yeah,
far will that go? That's
without
such a
without seeing that like gameplay demo and them narrating over it, would you initially go, "Oh, maybe the camera's picked it up"? Like you would have to be looking around that entire room trying to
yeah.
get an idea of like
It would be so
why.
hard.
Yeah, yeah.
And I wonder how that will impact as you go further forward, because like that solution, even though they showed it to you and they played it out, that's not an easy solution to come to.
No.
To be like, okay, we're gonna walk forward. There's a camera over the door. I need to go backwards and check if I can see the security cameras from someone else's angle and
Mm,
see if it catches them at the right time. Like, and then to be certain enough in your mechanics that you can put that throughout the game
yeah.
as ways to move forward in the story, that people will be able to figure out how to overcome investigative scenes. Like,
Mm.
I
And
wonder if there will be like a overlay hint mode, or like the
maybe.
focus in Horizon Zero
Yeah,
Dawn that will
yeah.
like start highlighting things for you. Be like, maybe you should check the cameras
Or
back.
yeah, maybe like something like the camera, if you pan over it, it might light up like those other objects and the person
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
I think what's
Or if someone
cool,
will talk to you.
yeah. What was her name? The girl with the
What
amazing
was her name?
hair.
Yeah, she looks sick as hell. I forget her name.
Oh my god,
I should have wrote it
damn,
down.
she was awesome though.
She was sick.
But I like the fact that I don't think it's going to be overused. Like something like detective mode, it's great, but it's like a key mechanic. Like in The
Yeah,
Witcher, like if you're ever lost, you just use your Witcher senses, and it can get to
exactly.
the point of being overused. Whereas this is, you have to be, by the looks of it, you have to be in that chair, like to brain
Yeah.
dance. Like so, it's
Or,
not going to be
or a
something.
chair.
Yeah, yeah. It to me doesn't look like something that will be like, oh well, let me just brain dance this particular thing. Like it'll be probably
Yeah.
major sections, which I think is
Yeah.
cool.
And I think potentially the overlay system as well, like in the top left-hand corner, they
Mm,
had like your regular overlay, your audio overlay, whatever.
yeah.
Cycling through those will probably help you get to where you need to be as well, because
Mm,
it did highlight certain sections.
yeah.
But I will admit, when I first saw it and I was like, brain dance, what the hell is this? Like how often am I going to be doing like flashback scenes? Like that's kind of what I thought about it at first when I
Yeah.
first saw it, and then as I saw investigator mode, damn.
And it's crazy, just the lore side of things. Like people, like what do they call it? A flatliner, because it's a brain down, like it's a video where they die, and you like experience
The
everything they
death?
experience. Like that's fucked up. That is
Yeah, and they were like, your
really
adrenaline
crazy.
spiked, but we stopped your hormone reaction, so you're okay. Like the idea that watching this is real enough that your body will physically react to it, and I guess that's like a running theme in that sort of idea throughout different media types, that if you
Mm,
experience a death whilst you're inside it, you could actually die even though you're not
yeah,
being hit,
yeah,
like
yeah.
a la Matrix. But like
Yes,
like it's still so cool. Like
it's
I
so
don't care, I
cool.
love it.
Yeah. Um, and I can't get over like the the level of detail for like everything in the game, but like the fact that when you get an upgrade, like everything, it seems to be like a physical like upgrade, and they even showed some, yeah, that what was it called, like the subdermal grip, that still blows my mind.
Yes.
When they
Oh, that
said
was so
that,
cool.
I thought, oh, it's going to be just like an upgrade, but when they show it
Like,
getting
put it-
installed, it's actually a grip on your hand, and
Yes.
you
So
can
it can like
see
literally read the magazine. Like, oh,
you can see when he's talking to the sheriff in the there's like a snippet of gameplay from the Nomad start.
yeah.
He's talking to a
Sheriff that leans
sheriff
on the car.
who obviously uses a gun a lot. He's got like finger and subdermal grip type
Yeah.
thing on his hand because he uses a gun. Like, I just love
That's
the
so
level of detail for that kind of stuff. So if you get arm implants or something, they're physically there, like those bloody mantis blades which
Yes.
slice that person's head off in that
Yeah, I'd
one
grab
scene.
one of those.
Oh,
Put them in my arm. I'll
my
take it.
God.
I'll take one of everything, dude. Like, I'll figure out a way to pay. Just give me one of them all. Like,
I wonder how that will affect not just gameplay but like story if you get loads and loads of implants that you kind of lose your humanity.
humanity.
Well,
Well,
like
there's that one guy,
massive
that
dude.
huge dude,
Yeah. He
who's
was
like pretty
crazy.
much entirely robot.
Yeah.
I don't. His face is human though, right? Like,
Yes, yeah.
like he's got skin on at least part of his face.
Yeah, pretty
Is
much
his
like
brain there?
That's a good question. I would assume.
Because they said he's almost completely done. Like, are they at the? They are at the point where they can upload people, right? Aren't?
I don't know. Maybe because like that's Arasaka Industries, I think they're called, and
Oh,
they're the
yeah.
people who developed the chip that V's got. So like
Yeah.
maybe he's like a test subject in some way to new technology.
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
that makes sense.
Like because Johnny must be in that chip somehow.
Yeah, he must be.
Like
He's in the chip.
yeah,
He's gotta be.
that's so crazy.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited to waste the rest of my life
Oh my
in
god.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, no.
Like, bye. See ya.
Customization. Apparently, you can make your teeth pink or colorful.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
Skill Up was saying it.
Can I get, like, is it all of my teeth? Or
I
can
don't
do
know,
individual
but
teeth?
I'm hoping
Can I
there's
just-
like fangs and
I just
grills
want
and.
pink fangs.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my god.
can I get pink fangs, real big ones, with golden tips?
I
Like I've bit something. I'm
I would
so
be-
excited.
Very surprised if they didn't allow something like that. Oh, my camera's shit itself. There we go. Sorry
I'm
about that.
so
My camera's
excited.
Just wigging. I'm so excited. It's going to be amazing. The customization.
Do you reckon?
I'm so
No,
keen.
no, never mind. That's probably not true.
What's
I was gonna
that?
say, what if I could get like, you know, the adamantium claws? Can I get like killer claws? I want all the random shit. Can I?
never know.
Can I be an e-girl? Can I turn into a cat person?
You just get
Can I-
cat ears, and they're
Yeah.
like they have some gameplay
My hearing
advantage.
is so good, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I hear the conversation around the corner. But.
And like everybody you see has some form of like
Oh, there's got to be some
Implant.
purists in the world.
oh
right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Oh, there'll be some donk ass cult that's just like, no, never soil your body with metal.
I wonder, yeah, because
Lame.
it seems like the corporations are right into it. It seems like the nomads are right into it. It seems like everybody is just like upgrade me, but there would have to be that element of it as well, where it's like pro, natural.
Pro humana. I think like for whatever reason, it just feels really like culty. I feel
Mhm.
like the people that wouldn't want to upgrade, they'd be real purist. Like,
Well, there was that Buddhist monk in that one shop. You were saving him, in that one little segment, and I don't think.
is he like Zenyatta?
Not quite. I think he was just non-implanted. I'm sure there's a term for it in the Cyberpunk universe.
Yeah, not non-implanted.
Just
like he's not fully sick.
vanilla.
He's a vanilla.
Vanilla. Oh my god.
Damn.
But yeah, oh my god, I'm so keen. That
I
just I'm just speechless. That trailer was just hype inducing.
I know. I'm so excited. Every time a new thing comes out, I end up going back and watching all the old stuff again as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
Because the hype just like, I'm like, it won't get me this time.
yeah. Nah, good luck.
Immediately, just like,
Good luck with this
yeah,
game. I'm so happy that it looks as good as it did when they first showed it off, like in the level of just detail. Apparently, in the
like circa
city.
2012, where you just saw the chick like laying on the floor. Or...
Well, no,
That was sick.
so 2017, 2018. I don't know when they showed the first 2018
Yeah,
when they
2018.
showed that big gameplay. Like, someone I was watching was saying that I think it might have been Skill Up as well that pretty much lives up to like the level of detail in the crowds, maybe like 90% of the amount of people walking the streets as there was in that first gameplay thing.
Yeah.
But that was like the center of the city. So I'm really keen to see how different
Dense.
society is in each area. Like
Me
we've seen
too.
Pacifica, and that's like some fucked up rundown place, and we've
I
seen the
think
city, and that's about it.
one of the things that I guess I'm scared about, but I'm cool. I'm wanting to see how it turns out. Is like when in the gameplay that we got ages ago, where you come out of your room and you end up going in the elevator and you go down
Yeah.
and you're inside one of the like skyscrapers that is a little city area. I can't remember
Yeah.
what they're called.
Yeah, I
Um,
can't remember either.
I wonder how many doors you can't open there's
Mm.
going to be, how many
Hmm.
corridors that you can't. And I understand that I'm not going to be allowed into everybody's apartment, but what if
For
I'm a
sure.
criminal? Let me in. I'm here to ransack you. But like, I, it looks huge and it looks like there's so many layers in all those buildings. And I
Mm.
know they've talked about being able to explore entire buildings,
Yeah.
but how entire is an entire building though?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And I guess there's some realism to that because, like, not every door would be unlocked, but I guess you could always kick it down if you're some crazy,
if I'm a
like,
criminal, I've got powerful jet legs.
science. Yeah,
Like, you
exactly.
know, I'm coming in. I'll punch through the wall. All those guns will just shoot through the wall.
That
Like,
too, yeah.
oh, yeah, I forgot about
I
that.
wonder
And
that as well. But also,
yeah,
it's pretty crazy when there's that shot and he's like in that sky car thing and it like comes and lands on the roof. There's
yeah,
all these buildings and like lights on in every building and you can see what's in them.
yeah,
But again, like, is that just like a very low resolution?
yeah.
Um,
Just on the
yeah.
outside, like not necessarily a 3D
Oh,
section that you're seeing in, but potentially just a facade
yeah. Yeah.
to pretend there's a room there. No, I'm really excited though. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm just a little concerned over the ambitiousness of 1,000,000,000 rooms.
For sure. Yeah. I
It's a
just had
lot.
to change my camera because apparently I chewed through the battery. So uh, that's fine. I have my backup one here.
That's fine.
That's fine. Yes. So Cyberpunk, I'm friggin' pumped. I don't want to
I
see any more though. I think I'm done. I'm good.
know.
I've had
I
enough.
am. That's why I only watched part of the 25 minutes that they put out because
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to see it all. But I know you've pre-ordered some goodies.
Mm-hmm.
I was checking out some of the storefronts again. There's a book that they have, and it looks like an art book, but it presents as a law book. I want the shit out of that. Like, I want that law, baby, and if it's got pictures, I'm even more in.
Oh, there's so much merch that's like
I want
coming
that
out or being
light,
announced. Oh yes,
the
I'm
one you
excited to get
bought.
that. I got the bloody console. I'm just a sucker.
Yeah, you're in.
Uh,
I don't know if I want to spend $100 on a light, but I really do want it.
yeah, it is
Oh,
very cool.
also, not that it's direct delivery, but if you buy it for PlayStation 4, you do get the PlayStation 5 version as soon as it pops
Yeah.
out. That's sick. That's just fab.
Hell
Like,
yeah, I think that's really great.
they can't go wrong.
Also the chair that came out, which sold out within like 5 seconds.
I look, I
Insane.
looked at it. Because because my brother had to come home for quarantine, and then he's recently left again to go back to his home and his job. He
Yeah.
had he bought a gaming chair while he was here, and he's left it for
Oh,
me.
nice.
I saw that Cyberpunk chair, and I was like, maybe I don't need his chair. But $750 for a young
Yeah.
chair. I don't know, man. I don't think I've got that kind of moolah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I literally just bought a friggin' Secret Lab chair, so it's like, nah, I'm glad they're sold out. I can't be tempted if they're not there at all. So
Yeah. Dude, that's a collector's item. It's only gonna get more valuable with
Oh.
our sweat use.
Yeah. And with my cat sitting on it, scratching it. Arseholes.
Perfect.
Yeah, so well, I could talk about that all night, but let's get on to our next topic, which is Marvel's Avengers. So again, about 25 minutes of content came out, a little pre-rendered
Their war
thing.
table.
War table, yeah. What did you think about it? High level kind of thoughts?
Better than I expected. That's my overall outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Is just wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I actually cared about someone.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised by most of it, really. I think from what I've seen previously, I was just expecting so little. I
Yeah.
expected nothing. Nothing good. But
the hero
there's
mission,
still a
like,
lot of gripes.
yes, yeah. That hero mission where you're playing as Thor, I don't know. There's something about it that just doesn't really grab me.
Yeah, I know. And they had this panning shot where they were panning along the helicarrier, and like Iron Man flies by, and he just looked like a static thing that they just swiped along the screen. And like,
weird.
I think it was a good choice for this presentation to use a mission where Thor fights robots, because it lends a little more credence to the fact that he's hitting them multiple times and they're not being obliterated. But they're still getting hit a lot for pieces of metal when he is like, he's so strong.
Yeah.
He's so strong, dude. Like, wow.
Yeah.
That annoys me.
Something about the combat I didn't like that I thought was a bit weird was like, it seems like I know there's like light and heavy attacks, but it's almost just like button mashy. It doesn't seem like there's any counter-attacking. Like, it's not like they go to hit you and it's like Batman and you can like grab their hand and like, you know, counterattack them, or like didn't feel like there was any blocking at all.
Well, did they not show blocking mechanics in that fight that Black Widow had ages ago? Not
yeah, actually, I think they did in that boss fight.
But were they quick time events?
I can't remember.
I don't remember enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. It looks like, and they're like, you can have combos, and the skill tree, to be fair, was larger than I expected, so that was nice.
Yeah, and the like special abilities look really cool.
Yeah, except for Black Widow's, poor her.
She still looks really fun to play though, which is weird.
She does.
When you've got all these like super powered Avengers, and then Black Widow's pretty much just a human, and still looks really fun to play.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. Like you just keep pressing buttons, even when like they've got the ground moves and the sky moves and whatever.
Yeah.
It was very just smash and smash. And there was a section in the Thor bit where he's fighting that robot, and the robot grabs him twice, right, and like stops him from doing whatever he's doing.
Yeah, yeah.
And after the second time after he grabs him, he just stands there for a hot like 3 seconds,
really?
and then he starts again. I was like, the dude who's playing this is upset that he got grabbed twice.
Yeah, I reckon.
He's just like, do I start again? No.
I can do it. This is going out to millions of people.
I'm gonna get him this time, boys.
I've got a couple of notes here. The customization, I think, is very impressive. I like in the trailer that they showed like Miss Marvel in like a you know, homemade costume, and then like in a full Avengers style one, like probably made by Stark.
Yeah, I loved that section, how they went back through the comic books and showed where they were coming from.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people will know that stuff, but a lot of people won't. Like the people that are coming in from the MCU, they're just like, What's this?
Which is going to be a lot of people, but I think it's good that they are, supporting the OG fans a lot.
Yeah.
But one thing that concerned me is that they said that some customization options are only available in the marketplace, which
I wrote that as a note too.
Yeah.
Ew is what I wrote.
Yeah,
Ew,
I wrote.
only outfits.
I wrote. Ugh.
Yuck.
That's fucking hilarious.
My note underneath, I'll read this out
so
to you because I know it won't come up.
Please.
My note underneath just says, I saw a robot Naruto run. This is the quality of my notes, dude. Like,
that is important. And
That's
there was that
important.
weird robot with no head.
Yeah.
But he was shiny.
Whatever.
He was like pearlescent shiny.
He was
very cool.
He's trash.
Yeah, I also wrote the story doesn't seem very interesting. It's so like
The story mission was short as hell.
Yeah. Is that the whole thing? Probably. It seems like they're like each mission is like very. I don't know. You choose a place on the war table, and then you go out and you do the mission, and that's it. There's no didn't seem like there was like multiple components of it. I don't know.
No,
Weird.
it didn't seem like that, did it? And at the end, they were like, this game is a single-player story, which is like narrative-driven, blah 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 blah. But it's also, a multiplayer, whatever. And I think they didn't. The mission that they chose, at least, didn't show a huge amount in narrative-driven context. There must be before and after war table stuff, like in the helicarrier, where you're getting that story and the cutscenes and whatever. And I did get a little story in the voice clips that were playing throughout, but
it seemed like more shit was going to happen, and they probably cut it from the start and the end. Like there was probably a mission before that led to Thor rocking up and stuff. But I don't know. The story itself is like they get made to be the bad guys. They're trying to shut down Inhumans. Blah blah blah. It's just so like
humans.
I don't know. I feel that that's been done in comic book stories so many times. That's pretty much just every X-Men
I think
storyline ever. So
I get it because it's hard to create a unique storyline because it's in a way they all boil down to bad guy tries to overthrow good guy
for sure.
And it's really hard to not go in that formula of like the bad has to be badder than the last one sort of thing, and you're always making the stakes higher. So I'm really interested to see what happens when they say there's going to be more story coming on and how they're going to live up to that. But I do agree that it seems like a very basic premise, especially like I don't know, it just kind of shows the world, the in-game world as having dumb as hell inhabitants. So like, these superheroes definitely turned against us, man. Like, it's not that robot company.
Yeah, it's not that company that's now, for some reason, become super powerful. Yeah, I know, because he's not inhuman at all.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
MODOK.
But also,
what did that stand for again?
They went for mental organism designed only for killing, but it's also a mobile or mechanical. Like there's other ones that it's been, but they went for mental, I think, because they go control robots, sort of shit.
Okay. Fair enough.
And I think one of his lines is like, we're gonna eradicate superpowers, even if it includes myself or something like that.
Yeah, even
like,
if I'm the last or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But the other thing that I thought is like, their goal, AIM's goal. What was AIM?
Advanced.
Idea mechanics.
Yeah.
Advanced idea mechanics. Their goal, their Adaptoid project.
Yeah.
Is to put protective robots all over the Earth. Is that not exactly what Iron Man's plan was in the movies? A suit of armor for the world, and it went really bad with Age of Ultron. Like,
that's
pretty
so
sure that's
true.
That story, dude. Like, oof.
Oh shit. Yeah, and I mean, I guess I don't really know the comics at all, but there'd have to be some really interesting storylines that aren't just like save the world from big bad. But I guess that maybe that doesn't translate as well into a game.
I think probably translating it into a game would be a big issue, but I think on top of that, I guess because a lot of the comics, the narratives aren't necessarily something that you can strive towards in a game. But I think the other issue is that people that are into the comics are really used to like just out there shit. And I think that some of those storylines could be really hard to sell as a game.
Sure.
And that might come along in later stories and maybe short arcs or something like that to build people into it. But I think even having big brain MODOK is like that's a non-safe choice when you have a lot of other bad guys that are much more recognizable or relatable sort of thing than Mr. Designed only for killing.
That's weird. But again, I don't know the comics, so people might like him. I don't know.
He's always looked weird. I always thought he was fucked, mate.
He does. He does look fucked.
Yeah. But I was impressed by, apart from like, it ran like shit, like the video playback that I watched.
Oh, really?
Garbage.
Okay, the one I watched was pretty good.
Fractally and shit. It looked nice. I loved like the green laser stuff when they're talking about like gamma abilities and adjusting that. I loved the customization and I really liked the abilities, like the Bifrost ability.
That was sick. That was friggin' sick. I wrote that down as well, like the 3 different types of main abilities as well, like assault abilities, quickly regenerating, but you can also stack them so you can have multiple ones ready to go. Ultimates, which are like huge, like
classic,
that
the whole and it like soundbows everyone. That was sick.
Like destroyed everybody. And then the support ones, which I thought was pretty clever, how Thor like rained down like electricity, and then Iron Man was able to fly through it and get like a shield. That's pretty cool. I like that kind of co-op, like supporting each other. I think is really cool, because otherwise a game like that just devolves into everyone just smashing everybody. And then when you like drop people's guard enough, you can do those like co-op takedown kind of things.
Only on the big guys though. Which is interesting. Cool. I think it would be cool if you could do it on groups of bad guys as well, not just big dudes. But if you had like, there's a mob here and you've got a lot of them stunned or something. I think they really did Widow a disservice by showing all of the really cool ultimates and then showing hers, and she's like, punk, and she's one dude, and they're like, that's the ultimate. That's it. It's sick, right? Like,
she has a taser.
Whereas Hulk's just like,
he just claps them all to death.
It's weird. I get it. She does look fun and she has the guns and stuff, so it's different, but I wonder how that will translate in gameplay.
Yeah, especially when you think like upgrading her over time, like when you're, fully leveled out in the end game. Yeah. Pardon the pun. And you're, max level and you've got all this legendary gear. Like, how is Widow going to compete with them? They were pretty fucking cool. I like how when they showed the group shot this time, it wasn't just like, that's Bargain Basement Avengers, the movie, MCU. They all had like new outfits and shit, which I think was pretty cool. And like, I'm blown away by the customization. It looks very, very cool.
Some of Widow's customization and her hair changes.
Yeah.
That was the only one that they showed her hair change. It was like so many of those characters.
Or like in red, or she was wearing jeans or something like that. It's not as exciting.
Which is really, I'm excited for the different outfits. But again, how is completely leveled up Thor gonna stand next to completely leveled up Widow? Or like even Kamala, like she's so much stronger than Widow just straight up because she has embiggen fists, like they're huge. Yeah. And she looked sick, like grabbing people, like.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That was cool. And when she's like swinging around in a circle, and she's just like, spin to win, pretty much.
Yeah. I might be a bit biased because I freaking love the Miss Marvel comics, but I'm really glad they chose her as like the main protag, because it does help really separate it from the other MCU, like the other big Marvel franchise that's out there.
Yeah, and it's not as safe a choice as somebody else, you know.
Yeah.
Which again, like the antagonist, it's cool that they haven't just gone, I don't know, someone really basic.
Rhino.
Oh god.
Rhino's taking over the world. We need the Avengers, bruh.
Warzone. Oh yeah. Hey. But then they like can't get the Spider-Man license and all that shit, so
yeah.
well, they
really
can get
sucks.
oh god, the whole Spider-Man thing is just confusing.
That's really sucks. I noticed during when they were showing different shots that like I saw these Pimtech signs and I was like, oh, sick. But then they mentioned their like secret base is called the Anthill.
Yeah, yeah.
I love that.
And they also said that Pym is like an NPC that you get missions from or something. I think that's what they said. Like,
you get them from Maria, you get them from Dum Dum Dogan. Like,
well, yeah. So not in that group
from
of three.
Fury.
They said something about Hank Pym.
No, they did. But I thought, didn't they previously kind of show off in one of the gameplay trailers that Pym Ant-Man was potentially going to be the first?
Yes, but I don't know if that's the case after what they said this week. Yeah,
and that they're going to follow up with the first DLC. Interesting.
It just looks like Destiny. Like
kinda.
Like the you have to like unlock, they're not engrams, but whatever they called them, to like get customization. Like you don't just find the item. You have to like take the I wish I wrote down what it was called. Pretty much an engram and decode it.
Well, I guess that they're trying to go Destiny-ish gameplay wise.
Yeah. Which is fine. Like Destiny is successful. And it's not a shooter, so it's not like a Destiny clone, but just
what's
like
that PS5 game? It's gonna be that one that's like the looter shooter but slasher. Looter slasher.
Godfall, the most generic game I think I've ever seen. With
some of the designs,
just putting it out there, huge off topic, but that trailer had the worst choice of fucking music I've ever heard.
Probably the worst trailer I've seen in a long time. What was that? Like,
I don't know.
I don't think music video trailers are the best to begin with, but it was a terrible choice. And
it was worse than Mortal Kombat with that.
None of the hits even like matched up with the music. Like,
yeah, I didn't. That game looks crap. Everyone's like,
the game itself looks garbage. I really like some of the designs and the art choices they made because we know I'm about that, but I think the game looks like shit.
It's pretty much third-person Diablo, but it just seems so crap.
Hopefully I get it in my PS5 bundle when I buy it, so I don't have to pay for it, but I can still try it out.
Maybe.
Oh
yeah, I wrote one. My last note is all additional content will be free, which
I wrote that too. New stories and areas
concerns me.
Yeah, I know a game that I was really looking forward to that promised the same thing, and I don't think
the game that shall not be named.
We both had such high hopes.
But that just makes me worried about the microtransactions, and I know that's just being cynical in a way, but
I hate it when your outfits are locked to the store.
Yeah, that's shit.
It's meaningless, and I just want to look good. I don't want to spend $17 to look sick. But I understand, like, what else are you going to put in a microtransaction store? It makes it really hard. And I understand.
I would prefer to pay for content, to be honest.
Me too. I think so as well. Like, I think it's... I understand that microtransactions, they build so much revenue, especially for an ongoing development team, which is pushing out new content.
Yeah.
Man, I hate it. Like, I will pay for content. You know who has a really good system? Path of Exile. Like, they sell supporter boxes, and it does have some wearable gear and, like, portal effects and whatever.
Yeah.
And if you buy one, though, say you buy the base one and it's like $30, and then you're like, oh, I want to buy the $60 one. You only have to pay $30 to get the $60 one because you've already paid $30.
Oh, that's cool.
And, like, they release new ones every season, whatever.
And Path of Exile is free.
It's completely free, and that monetizes their game so well. And
I,
you get real life rewards and stuff as well.
I
But
think
like,
Warframe might be similar because Warframe has a lot of like introduction box or supporter like box pack
yeah, they
that
do.
you
They
buy,
do.
and it gives you a whole bunch of gear to kind of get you going.
Yeah.
But the game's entirely free, whereas this is a full price game that's going to have microtransactions.
Yeah.
And I know why they choose to go like free content rather than no microtransactions and paid content is because
Yeah.
it does split the player base. But like Borderlands, and I haven't played it for a while, but it doesn't have any microtransactions, and they have free events and free like small content, but then big
Yeah.
expansions. And
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to
prefer
go. I much prefer that because you know exactly what you're buying. Like the season pass is $70 or something for Borderlands, but it's 4 big expansions,
Yeah.
and there's no microtransactions and there's no storefront. You know,
Yeah.
that there it is like RNG when it comes
Yeah.
to unlocking shit, but that's a looter game. Like
Yeah, exactly.
it's
I
half
think
the
there's
fun.
there's always something that you can say about microtransactions being bad, because even like in terms of Path of Exile and Warframe, like you have to buy more space to keep your stuff, or you
Yeah,
don't
okay.
have to, but it makes it easier to keep your stuff.
Yeah.
And I hate that, but I do prefer their support systems compared to just general microtransactions. But I can sympathize with the companies that maybe your once-off DLC burst isn't enough revenue to continue
Yeah.
creating.
And
But
that's like
that's a decision that someone much smarter than me would make.
yeah. And I mean I don't play a lot of games as a service anyway, so I guess I fall in the camp of
Me
like
neither.
I'd prefer to play a game that's good once or,
Me too.
twice or
Yeah.
5 times, rather than play it for 5 years. Like
Yeah, I agree.
I don't really care about games as a service that much. There are some that have really
They're not the
hooked
target
me.
audience. How dare
Exactly. Yeah.
they? How
When
dare they disrespect us?
yeah, I don't know. It seems better than it did, I think, when they showed it off last year.
Me too. Like I said, I was pleasantly surprised.
But I'm still not 100% sold.
No.
Have they said they're going to do smart delivery or free upgrade for PlayStation 5?
They didn't say it in this, but I don't know.
I
other than
think
that.
they might have said they're doing smart delivery. So I would assume they're going to do it for
I
PlayStation
think
as
so.
well.
And it's coming out
September
September
4th. Yeah.
which isn't that far.
It's not. No,
They
but
said they said this war table is the first of many, so I'm interested into how often they're going to be giving us this information and what else I can glean from it.
Glean.
Like,
Good
will I
word.
buy it or not?
Yeah. That's the big call, right? Like I'm not like
I'm not
I
convinced.
need this day one. I don't need this day one. Especially if there's going to be free content. Like maybe it's going to be a much better game 12 months after release.
Yeah, and there's a lot of games that I want, but I'm not going to buy day one. Like,
Yeah.
there's tons of those. I don't even know if this game is in that category yet. Like,
No. Yeah.
like, I don't know.
I feel the
I
same
really
way.
don't know. It might be better a year down the line. I hope it is. Or it might be gone from the face of the planet like our other hopes and dreams.
Yeah, I don't think it will fail in that kind of way. I don't think
It was catastrophic, so I hope
it
not.
was very catastrophic.
Beyond what anyone could imagine.
Well, speaking of things catastrophically failing, topic 3, Mixer is
Our little baby Mixer.
dead. Crazy. The other
Poor
day,
child.
they just posted a thing on Twitter saying Mixer partners, streamers, and community. Today, we've got some very big news. Weird way to word it. While we've decided to close the operations side of Mixer, we're officially partnering with Facebook Gaming, and we're cordially inviting all of you to join. Weird
Yuck.
messaging, weird partnership. Obviously, YouTube wouldn't want to partner with Microsoft. Twitch aren't going to do it, so
Amazon's not
they're
partnering
last.
with Microsoft. They're not doing that. No.
It's very odd, but understandable when we saw those numbers about COVID.
Oh, the growth.
0%, pretty
It
much.
was like I think it was like 1 or 2%,
Mm.
whereas Twitch grew like double, which
Mm.
is insane for the amount of people that were already on it.
Yeah.
And I think YouTube, was it YouTube Gaming or
YouTube
Facebook
was
Gaming? What was the other one? I think it was
middling, but
yeah,
Facebook was like fucking exponential growth. They could,
like 250%, I think,
yeah,
something like
something
that. It was
insane.
nuts.
YouTube,
And Mixer was just like, I'm not gonna.
which is weird. Like everyone I know who uses it, who streams on it, and who,
Everyone loves it.
yeah, who goes on there, loves it. There's a really good sense of community. They seem to be doing all the right things, but I guess the competition is just too fierce with
Yeah, and
Twitch.
I have no idea how they went so wrong to not be able to grow really at all during that period. Like
It's
unprecedented
crazy.
growth for every streaming service except for them. It blows my mind. Like
Mm.
what are they doing wrong? What is it? Like what? But
I
also,
I would love to
despite
know.
Facebook's exponential gains, terrible decision
Yes. I
because I hate.
Facebook gaming is like
It's
it's
poop.
not
I
even
don't
like
even know how to get to
a
it.
thing. Yeah, yeah, I know.
The only time I see it is when I'm scrolling through Facebook and just like a clip shows up on my feed,
Mm.
and I rarely scroll Facebook because I don't give a shit about it. It's just to
Yeah.
keep up with like family
Yeah.
sort of things. Like
That's what
Facebook,
confuses me. Like there's no and we spoke about
demographic's so
this.
old.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's no like section. Like it's not even one of the tabs at the bottom of the app. Like at the
It's
bottom of the
yeah.
app it's got like, marketplace settings,
Mine had
notifications.
video for a little bit.
Yeah, but it's not it comes and goes because the Facebook app's a fucking
Yeah, I have a watch
piece of
section on the
garbo.
bottom of mine,
Yeah.
but
But it's
when
not
I
all
go into
gaming.
it,
Mine's always just
yeah,
Steve Harvey clips. I don't
yeah,
know why.
I've got some hair clips. I've got some little kids. I've got someone doing their nails. Like none. I've got a
That's yeah.
cat. I've got satisfying car seat deep cleaning. Like what?
Yeah.
Like
I
they've tried to figure out what I'm interested in, but they have not succeeded, and none of it's gaming. Like
Yeah, it's weird. And we spoke about this the other day, but I really think they need to have a Facebook gaming app
dedicated app.
and call it, Facebook gaming
Call it
or
Facebook
whatever.
gaming. I don't give a shit.
But like
Make it look better.
they have their own logo and stuff, but you never see it on the Facebook website or the Facebook app. Make a new app, make it so people can freaking have an alias because not everyone wants to go and create a Facebook profile with their actual name
Yeah,
to
I
watch
don't
their
want to
favorite
go.
streamer. And then
I don't want
everyone's
to
going to just be
Pepe.
doxing each other
Yes,
because
right.
you could
Like,
probably click on their profile and see their whole life. Whereas
they
like
just post on their wall and be like, "You fucking shit, you."
yeah,
Like
probably comment on their profile picture and just troll people. I don't.
it just force everyone into private profiles,
Mm,
which is fine. Well, I don't give a shit. But no one wants to talk under their alias. Like everywhere that you go, any service, no one uses their real name.
no.
We are chatting as friends on Discord, where I really only have friends and a couple of
Yes.
other small groups, and I'm still using an alias. I use my alias everywhere. Like
Yeah. I know. It's weird. And
my
like
Microsoft account is an alias.
even like Instagram is Facebook. You can create a new account using your Facebook account to sign in, but you can still create your you can still create your profile and make it completely unrelated to your personal life. Why is
When
Facebook
you
gaming outside of that?
when you tweeted that the other day, I was like, this is big brain moves. Like this man needs to get paid the big bucks because you're
And Zuckerberg,
right.
hit me up.
Yeah, come on, sucker. Like sucker. Like
But I just
it's a
like
disgusting move. Facebook. I don't even know what Facebook gaming looks like. I know it has a different logo, but I can imagine it's ugly as hell.
I only learned
Mixer
that from
looks
looking
great.
it up as well.
Like,
Yeah, Mixer
oh,
looked awesome. It had great like
lowest latency for streamers,
yes,
which was
yeah,
fantastic. I thought everything was amazing. Their payment system for being able to provide its partners like money without necessarily requiring people who are watching to actually pay anything, like with their Spark system and all
Yeah.
of that sort of stuff that they've gone through, was fantastic. Like, it
Yeah.
was so good.
Yeah. And like small creators can get found on there because they just have like a random like featured tab and then like new streamers and like it doesn't like bury small streamers underneath everyone else like
and
Twitch
only
does.
advertise the big dogs. Like,
Yeah, because that's where the money's made. I don't know. I hope
totally understand.
they integrate some of these features into whatever Facebook gaming may become, but I don't think it's going to happen. I have no faith in Facebook.
I agree. I thought the same thing, but in an article that I read today, I think it said that Microsoft was keeping their rights, let's just say, I don't remember what the word was, to their like low latency and their design and all that sort of stuff. So like, it's not necessarily transferring over, potentially, but they have the rights to it. I don't know what that means in terms of how it's going to end up looking, but it's not they're giving it, and obviously because it's a partnership. But
yeah,
I mean, I get it. Like, it was not succeeding in the way it should have. Whatever they were doing was wrong, and I think they've done like the right thing in terms of if you were a Mixer affiliate, you become a Facebook gaming affiliate, like or whatever it's called. Like, what
Partner,
is it?
I think for Mixer, it was Mixer partners all got like the level up program or whatever.
And partner status with Facebook Gaming and Level Up with Facebook as well. So they've got two different programs. So Level Up is like your baby one, where you just have to do a little bit of streaming and have enough people watching you. You can start getting stars, kind of similar to Sparks, I guess, and which you can get money from. And then you become a partner and you can start getting subs and things like that.
Right.
But also, Microsoft's going to be working closely with Facebook to bring xCloud to the platform, which is interesting.
Right.
So that viewers can like click on the game that they're playing and get the game.
That's
cool.
So,
that's cool. Similar to, like
Phil Spencer said something about like he wants people to, be able to stream where they want as well. So I hope there's better integration for Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch on Series X, or on Xbox, because the Series X is going to have the same dashboard as the Xbox, so like Xbox One. So I wonder, I'm sure it's going to have some additional functionality, being it's an SSD, but they should integrate streaming more, seamlessly into that platform, especially with the new share button on the Xbox controller, which is not on the current controller. So
stolen from the PlayStation.
Yeah. Oh my god. Siri. She just had a whole
Join
paragraph.
On in. Put your voice on in, baby. Welcome to the podcast. They also they're giving gift cards to the people that are subscribing, I think, and like outstanding Ember balances and stuff like that. Giving that in gift card form to viewers, so they're not necessarily losing their money.
That's cool.
Kind.
Because like, I guess neither of us know, but how the hell do you like donate to a streamer or give them stars or whatever on Facebook Gaming? I don't
know on Facebook. I assume it's going to be a similar thing where you purchase into a wallet and then you can disperse those.
But like, where the hell is that on Facebook?
I find it, and I think you need
it's a mystery.
10,000 stars is $100. Is that right? That sounds more generous than I think they do, but maybe that's right. Who
for
knows?
The streamer or for the like when you buy them?
For the streamer, you get paid 100 every 10,000, I think.
Sure.
Maybe it's a bit more, but I don't know. Everyone that I know, and everyone that I interact with, I can't think of one person that is pro Facebook. No. Everyone's either neutral or like ready to end them, like ready to boycott and destroy them. And obviously, their user base is way too large. It's going to be really hard for them to crumble. But nobody likes them.
Mm.
Like, what are you doing? I guess it's their only choice.
Yeah,
It's
or
their
that
only choice.
it's that, or just like end it, and then people would probably hate it even more because there's no option for partners. Twitch have already started like just automatically partnering a whole bunch of like, well, not even just big streamers, but like medium to large size streamers.
Yeah, which is nice.
Yeah, for sure. But it sucks for
Ninja.
God.
Who got the bag? He got that hot cash from
He
Mixer,
got
but
the
he also
fuck
got like
out.
kicked in the ass by Twitch on the way out. So
Yeah,
I
so
still don't think he's announced where he's moving to.
well, he doesn't have much of a choice, does he? If he can't, like, I mean, he might be able to go back to Twitch, but
Twitch or YouTube,
he kind of
like
broke some
fix your
bridges
bridges.
when he
Yeah, like rebuild connections over on Twitch's side, or go to YouTube.
And YouTube's weird because, like, I don't know, the YouTube gaming isn't really even a thing anymore. It's kind of just all like you can just live stream to YouTube.
Yeah, you just live stream to your channel.
And like I think if you're a
And
YouTube partner, you can get super chats and stuff like that, which is how you get
I
paid.
forgot about that. And people can like donate a certain amount to make their chat bubble bigger or colorful,
Yeah.
whatever.
And I like that has such a huge user base as well. Like I don't watch live streams. I don't watch streamers. I'm not really like that's not how I like to consume
I used
media.
to a lot, yeah.
But I watch a few of my favorite content creators on YouTube when they live stream. So like whether that be them playing games or them just, you know, like chatting or
discussing,
you know,
whatever,
live podcasts or whatever.
Yeah.
That's still utilizing that live streaming platform, but in a kind of a different way than what Twitch necessarily is. Like,
yeah.
so it's
Well, the ability to, I mean, Twitch, you still have your VODs and stuff, but I think the YouTube's integrated interface where it allows you to have your playlists and all this and that sort of thing really, I think it just makes it a much better service to output your content on, because if you want to make a video you can, and if you just want to live stream you can.
Yeah. And then it's
if
up
you
there.
want to do both you can.
Yeah.
Like,
and then
what
it's
does it
there
matter?
forever, and when you stream to YouTube your video is just automatically saved.
Unlike Mixer, which like kept my VODs for 2 weeks and then bye.
And I had some huge issues when I was like first trying to capture gameplay. Before I got a capture card, I would just stream from my Xbox to Mixer and then download the file. They would never work. They would always be somehow corrupted, and
mine
a
always
bit of them
looked
would
like
work.
poo.
Yeah.
Like, and like I would look. This isn't the ideal setup, but I'd play my game over here, and I'd have my stream over here. Oh my god, my room. I'd have my stream over here, and I would play it back so I could see what was happening.
Sure.
Because, like, it's the best way for me to be able to understand it, what's happening. And would look crispy as hell. It would look so good. And then the VOD would always download poo. Like,
Yeah, right.
doesn't matter if it played back real nice and crispy, it would always download just like shit quality,
Some
like
weird
720 max. Yeah. And like I watch the VOD and it looks nice. I download the VOD, it looks garbo. None of it broke.
And that's
but
so
it looks
weird because you would think like the VOD, if the VOD looks good,
why is it downloading?
Why is it downloading it like the worst like the worst average quality instead of like the best quality of it?
Exactly.
That's really
right?
weird.
I end up recording separately at the same time as I streamed to get the footage so it didn't look like poo. Like, nuts.
And that just like eats your computer.
My computer's pretty beefy, so it's not too bad, but it wasn't the best for it. Like, it definitely hurt. It was warm. Like, it was dirty. It was trying hard. But not a good choice. And July 22nd is the end. Was the end for Mixer. I'm
1
not
month.
a fan of the choice. Yeah. 1 month.
It's big.
I'm not a fan. I understand that they did have to do something though. Closing it completely would have been a really hard choice to make, especially for all the people that they would have to refund potentially, and
And all
all the
their
partners that put in
staff.
so much time.
The
Yeah, all the
staff
stuff. The
apparently only
poor
found
staff.
out just before the announcement, which I think is really like that's
Yeah,
real
because
dodgy.
they shut down a lot of their like maintenance teams. Like they shut down a lot of the mixer team already,
Mm.
and they're like, I guess they're working on bare bones until
Oh my god. Never mind the
they're
doggos.
working on bare bones until they just like can pull the plug, sort of thing. Like
Yeah.
minimal
Yeah.
life support. Poor. I do feel for the poor streamers. Like
For sure. Because
they
like,
really.
you know, it's fine for huge streamers who are just going to walk into
Yeah,
Twitch and
they're
go
gonna keep their
awesome and
audience.
everyone's going to go subscribe to them, but like someone with who's worked on a following for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever, they've got a great following, but now like their viewers may not go over there, their subscribers may not go to wherever they're going to go. Like that's starting from zero again. That's absolute bullshit.
I've seen a lot of people, and I've heard about a lot of people who are using restreams
Mm.
and multi streams, and I think there's something called like Mob Crush or something like that.
I
So they
heard,
can
yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah.
yeah, so you can multi stream to Mixer and Twitch at the same time, sort of things, and YouTube. Like you can go everywhere at once.
Yeah.
And I think Mob Crush is free, I believe, and I think that's like the going to be the crux of people right now
Yeah.
to see where their audience is happy to move to, because they can
Mm.
advertise while they're on Mixer. Please come and follow me at these other places because we know Mixer's going to die, and
Yeah.
they can see where people go to,
Yeah.
and they can start at least rebuilding themselves from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it sucks.
Absolutely. I think but like, you know, 50% go to Twitch, 50% go to Facebook, you know, that's even harder because what if like your followers don't watch you in that time? So it's a tricky situation.
Yeah, what if you're only just making enough to be able to do it, like, right? Like, as opposed to work, and that now you've lost your audience or part of your audience. Like, that could be a huge detrimental blow to your income.
Yeah.
Like, to the point where it's not sustainable and you have to work at another job again until you can rebuild your audience. But that's going to put you back in rebuilding your audience because you can't stream all the time. Like, it blows hard.
Yeah, it's
It
tricky.
sucks.
It's tricky. And it's not good publicity for Microsoft.
No. They're closing
leading
all
up-
of their physical stores. They're just like,
Yeah.
cut it.
Especially leading up to a new console. I know it's not Xbox, like Mixer isn't Xbox, but it's so integrated into the platform.
It's the same company, so I don't give
Yeah.
a shit. Like, clearly, end of financial year's here, and they are reassessing
Yeah.
what's happening.
I don't
And they're
think that's
like,
the financial
gotta
year in the US, but still,
Maybe.
good point. But rip Mixer.
Dippy dippy, see you in hell.
We're at an hour and 8 minutes. Do you want to quickly talk about this game development thing? Yeah, so
You know it. Why not?
because we love talking about Australian shit, not always bloody big American dick
Gotta
energy.
represent
South Australia's game. I'm going to read a little bit from
South Australia. Wowee, surprise there.
Yeah. Rip SA. This is from the premier
Oh, a quote?
South Australia's website. South Australia's games industry has been given a boost by the Marshall Liberal government with an extension to the existing post-production digital and visual effects rebate to video game development. The move will drive jobs growth and attract international investment to South Australia in a sector worth $180 billion globally, larger than the film and music industries combined.
Which is nuts.
It is friggin' insane. The PDV extension is a 10% rebate on qualifying production expenditure in South Australia and is aimed at further growing the creative industries sector. The Minister for Trade and Investment, David Ridgway said today's announcement will give a massive boost to many of South Australia's key growth sectors. And he said, which I think this is interesting, it's an incredible growth industry, and this rebate will not only help attract international games companies to South Australia, it will bolster the long-term growth of local players and other industries using the same technology. And they go on later on, I don't have this written down, but they go on later on to talk about like defense and like other industries that utilize this kind of creative digital visual effects rebate. So that's pretty awesome.
Anything to rekindle any sort of gaming studio here.
Hell yeah.
Please. Any larger scale gaming studio here.
I know, because they've pretty much all shut.
Here right now? We lost 2K so long ago.
I think
it feels like yesterday.
I have a feeling Sledgehammer have a studio in Australia, in Melbourne. I think.
Well, Melbourne would currently be the hotspot for it.
I think so, yeah.
Probably Melbourne, then Sydney. Or the other way around.
But South Australia does have a really like strong visual effects like industry. Like Rising Star, yeah, I think is what it's called. It's like world-class visual effects studio, and they're massive in Adelaide. But video games wise, there's nothing that comes to mind. And even like 2K Australia and Rockstar, when they had, a studio over here, no one was based in SA. So I think it's really cool. Like it's kind of like, well, yeah, no shit. Finally, like, put money into the biggest media industry in the world already. Like,
yeah, it's nuts. But like, so many people here would jump at the chance because there are undoubtedly so many people here with dreams of the big leagues for gaming.
For sure.
And not only is that a hard jump to make, but also to then have to move to any number of other countries because we don't have those opportunities here. Yeah. Like, you have to be big enough to then be able to make the jump over there, or be like incredibly hardworking with luck piled on top to be able to make that leap over to the AAA arena. Like, yeah.
Especially when so much of AAA gaming is based in Southern California and the Bay Area, where it's like ludicrously expensive in San Francisco to live and to survive. And it seems a really bad place for video game development to be based in, because it's
so poor.
Yeah.
It's so poor.
And then there's like Montreal, and like Canada in general has a lot, but
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of hubs around.
Yeah.
But can we get a hub?
Yeah.
Can we get a hub?
Plus the cost of living
still a long way away, but can we get a hub? Like, it's a hot 16-hour drive, but can we get a hub?
What blows me away is like Ubisoft have studios everywhere, but they don't have one in Australia. Why? Like,
well, South Australia, bonk, put on one in.
Ubisoft,
we're ready.
Adelaide.
Why not?
Adelaide. And the cost of living in Adelaide is really reasonable.
They're gonna love it there. Gamers are gonna love it in Adelaide, except it's probably hot as shit. Like,
it definitely is. It's ridiculous.
Those sweaty anuses are gonna get sweaty.
Sitting on chairs all day. And also COVID, I guess, like, there's probably all these artists wanting to go overseas, and they can't right now. So homegrown talent is going to need somewhere to go, right?
It would be so good to be able to support Australian creatives. Even like when we went to PAC, and you had that indie floor area. The amount that not only were Australian, but shifting city, that were just Melbourne based.
Yeah.
Like, so much talent in Australia that is just pleh.
Yeah, and
pleh. No one gives a shit about it. Pleh. Like, give us care.
Yeah.
Nurture us. We will
nurture. Yeah, we will be the next Rockstar. Just Rockstar Australia. I mean, they tried that and it failed, but
give us a lot of money. Like, we'll make you a game. It'll look all right.
Because game development is so expensive. and if it's small indie stuff, they've got, I guess, two choices: is like take 10 years to make a game, or make a really much cheaper game with less graphical fidelity or whatever. So
like less story than you'd want to include. A shorter scope, a smaller scope in literally every way to get it out the door.
Yeah,
which sucks.
Yeah, for sure. So hopefully that leads to good things. So
yeah,
that's good news. Good news to end on, I think, Kat.
I think so. We've had some good, we've had some bad, we've had some mediocre,
Cyberpunk.
and we're ending on some good. Yeah.
We started at the highest of the highest. I'm fucking thrilled for Cyberpunk. So you're saying there that Avengers is worse than Mixer dying?
Sorry.
Whoa.
No, okay. People's livelihoods is higher. Like,
yeah,
that's
true.
more important.
There you go. Good cover. Good work.
Yeah, that's it. That's
awesome.
It.
Well, thank you, Kat, for joining me on this episode
of
Controllers and Coffee. We'll do it again soon. If people want to follow you, find you on the internet, where can they look?
I'm most active on Twitter or Instagram, and you can find me as CapCatty on Twitter or as capcat.works on Insta.
I should put that in the description below as well.
Little.
There is a little @CapCatty underneath you in the overlay, so yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
Somewhere else.
You got it. One of those spots.
It's right down there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for watching and listening to this episode of Controllers and Coffee. I'll try and be back next week, taking a little bit of, time off making content, but I've got a new video coming out in the next couple of days. I'm going to be looking at some of the predictions for Microsoft's big July event, so be prepared. And subscribe to Direct Gaming. Thanks so much. Have fun, and bye-bye.
Bye.